Yes, people. How are we all doing? Welcome one, welcome all back to the channel. It's international break. There's not really much you can do, but I figured something, a little bit of content for you. If I just get this up here, because I am very well prepared. As you can see, I have a tier list 1 to 50 of the best games of the Jurgen Klopp era. And we're going to go through and we're going to rank them from 50 to 1. This could take a while. We could get it done very quickly. But if you're new here and you're not already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, you turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any more content. And let's just get straight into this, people. I think we start from here. And I don't know how let me make it so you can actually see this a little bit better. This Liverpool 4, Man City 1, 15-16 season. This was the second big win of the Jurgen Klopp era. Obviously, you had the first one against Chelsea, 3-1 at Stamford Bridge. In this game, you had an Mangala own goal, Coutinho, Firmino, Skrtel, and Aguero scored for them. This was the first real good 90-minute performance on the Jurgen Klopp away at the Etihad. Top team. They were the good team at the time. You could still see those problems. I think we're going to put it there for now. I think it'll be towards the back and it might end up dropping down to here. But for now, we're going to put it in about 38, 39-ish. Just because of what it meant, it was the first real big statement performance on the Jurgen Klopp. Now you've got 3-0 from that same season when we done the double over them. This was just after we lost the Carabao Cup to them on penalties. Literally the game after we played them at Anfield, win 3-0. Lallana screamer, Milner goal against his old club, and then a Bobby Firmino goal in the second half. This one probably sits in the bottom category. It was a good one at the time, but in reality, it doesn't hold as much weight nowadays. It was nice to bounce back, though. Next up, you've got straight away a top 10 contender, Liverpool 4, Borussia Dortmund 3. Ooh. I think this makes top 5. The first real big comeback. The real big comeback under Jurgen Klopp. You got Aubameyang and then Mkhitaryan scoring to make it 2-0. Then Divock Origi and I'll send you the link now, Jamie. Divock Origi and Coutinho, but Marco Reus bagged in there, and then 2 corners, one off Dejan Lovren, one off Sacco first, and then Dejan Lovren in the 91st minute. I think that was obviously we had the game against West Brom where people started to believe and started to buy into it, and then you had this game where people fully committed to it, and I think that what that kind of led on to as well, in terms of so I'm just trying to find Jamie. What that led on to in terms of, we went on to get to the Europa League final that year. Obviously, we lost that final against Sevilla, but we had a really good comeback. One of the other games on here is Villarreal, the second leg after we lost 1-0. But this was kind of the first real big historic comeback for Liverpool and the Jurgen Klopp. I think it goes in the top 5. I think it was one of the madder games that we've had in a long time. Speaking of Villarreal, there it is, the game to send us to the Europa League final. 3-0, probably in terms of an overall performance, it was probably the best performance of the season. But it just ultimately didn't really mean much because we didn't go on to win the competition in the end. So I'd say it goes probably there for now, top end of the 30s. Big ups my guy Liam Belton as well, who says Barca 4-0 and Villa 2. Oh, Villa. Oh, I forgot to include Aston Villa. Oh, that one would have ended up about 15th. The Villa one, really, for what it meant. I can't believe I forgot, because I'd done this like a couple hours ago, and I was thinking there's some games that I've forgotten. Next one up is 5-0. 5-0. What a game that was. Does it make the top 5? Does it make the top 5? Trying to think what could be in top 5 though. What could be in the top 5? We'll put it there for now. That one might get moved up. That was a really fucking good day. I think I've sent Jamie the link as well. I hope I have, or someone random just got a link to go join a stream that they've not been. But hey ho, I think that one. It's gonna go there for now. It's gonna go there. Next up, United again. The 4-0. Now this, I think, as an overall performance, is the best we ever played against United. From minute 1 to minute 90, we dominated them. But just because they were playing like Phil Jones, it was the back end of the season. They didn't care. I think it goes there for now. I think it's below the 5-0. To be honest, there's a world where that gets moved down to there, depending on some of the games that are in this list. Here we have, what on earth? This is 4-0 Arsenal in the 21-22 season. Sorry. I really like this game. Obviously, you had the whole Arteta, you'll never walk alone stuff beforehand, just for it to go and blow up in his face. I think we'll put it there for now. Probably in about 20th to 21st. It's probably like the mid-20s, all things considered. But people, the manager, I did send the link to the right person. I don't even know how it's going to set us up here, but big ups, Mr. Jamie Phillips. Let me see if I can add you to this actual layout. Because I have no idea. There we go. I think you're here now. I think you can just join me alongside there.
There we go.
How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah. I haven't spoken to you for 2 minutes.
I know, it's been ages, mate. Absolutely ages. Obviously, I think you understand what the idea of the show is so far. Anything you disagree with so far?
Let me have a look. Don't think so.
You've got Dortmund 4-3 in the top category, United 5-0 and United 4-0 in the category below that.
Yeah.
And about the mid-20s is Arsenal. I think it's Arsenal. I hope it's Arsenal. Might not be Arsenal, who knows. 4-0 against Arsenal in the league.
Yeah.
Early 30s is when we beat Villarreal 3-0 to go to the final.
Yeah.
Below that is when we beat City 4-1 at the Etihad, and then at the very bottom is when we beat them 3-0 at Anfield just after we lost the cup final.
Yeah, that you could argue that Dortmund game is what started everything off.
Exactly. I think what that meant in at the end carries it more weight. This one, Everton 1, Liverpool 4. The one big derby when we had a Goodison under Jurgen Klopp. It was a good game, that one.
It was.
Obviously, you had the Henderson screamer on the left.
Yeah.
Celebration. One of the more underrated Jota goals, just because of the audacity of that fucking touch. Mm-hmm. To backheel it through Alan's legs and take it on his left foot.
Ooh. Yeah. Was that a Goodison as well?
Yeah, that was a Goodison. It was when Benitez was in charge.
Yeah, because Klopp don't beat Everton much at Goodison, did he?
No, we were talking about it on Mo's stream. Then he's only ever done it twice.
Yeah, that's 4-1, man. That's a battering.
I think that's above Arsenal. I think the derby and the audacity of some of them goals scored. I think it's above that.
Yeah, I think that's where Klopp will put it himself, to be fair.
I forgot. This is one I forgot about, and I only remembered that to the end. The 4-3 against City in 17-18 in the league.
Oh, is that the Bobby and Coutinho show?
Is
it that one?
That's the one where
Coutinho
had just been sold, and it was the first one of Salah, Mane, Firmino.
Yes. And is that one Skirtle got the fourth on the volley?
No, that one was
that one. That
was the 4-1 down there. This one's the one where Oxlade-Chamberlain scored in the first 10 minutes.
Yes. This was a screamer of a game. Yeah, this is when we were 4-0 up, wasn't it?
We were 4-1 up, yeah.
4-1 up, and they came back, didn't they? Yeah.
Because this was the game that stopped them going invincible.
Yeah,
because they were unbeaten all season beforehand.
It's when Ederson kicked out and Salah hammered it in, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a massive
I think there's an argument for this to be top 10.
Yeah, it's a massive win. Because no one did that at City either.
No, I mean,
no one did
in the
that.
League was United when they fucked it up at the Etihad.
No one really did that at Pep in an attacking sense, an opposition attacking team. We smashed them. That first 20 minutes was crazy.
The more I think about it, was that even our best game against them this season? Because we had the 3-0, didn't we? In the Champions League?
Yeah, the 3-0 in the Champions League, which is probably a better performance. Yeah, Pep hated us, man.
We beat them 3 times that year. You must have fucking despised us.
Yeah, and we scored goals as well. No tap-ins. These are goals, man.
I think we'll put it in the top 10 for now, but there's a world where it gets moved down. It might very well end up in the 11 to 15. This one is 2-0 against Villarreal, first leg of the semi-final in 21-22.
The games we should win in reality.
Yeah, but it's a game we should have won, but it was a good game. I was at that game. That was the second to last game I ever went to at Anfield because I refuse to go buy tickets nowadays.
Good game.
It was a really good game. I think it was better than that Villarreal game.
I'd go 26-30 because it puts us in the final, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the second leg was probably better than the first leg, even like game-wise. Speaking of, though, we have another person to add to the stage. Another man who we haven't seen for about 5 minutes. Absolutely ages. But it's ironically both of your first time on the channels. It happened a lot sooner than it has done. I think the best way I can do this is have K-Mac down here, and we have it as a sort of backwards R shape, just so we can see the tier list. How are you, K-Mac, mate? You good?
I'm good. I just had a little bit of a break, sorry.
No worries, mate. No worries. Anything you disagree with so far?
No, it's all spot on. I think so.
Now here's another good game against City. 3-2 in the FA Cup semi-final.
Oh.
I'm looking at 4-3 now, and I'm thinking that 4-3 is not lasting very long in the
top. No. That is that the FA Cup semi-final, did you say?
Yeah, we're 3-0 up at our time.
That was arguably the best first half we've ever played.
Was that the Salah lob?
No, this was the one where Kanati scored the corner.
And Mane.
And then Mane tackled Zach Steffen. Yeah. And then right on the stroke of half time.
In that game,
right on the stroke of half time, he had that ridiculous Thiago pass to Mane on the volley into the bottom right corner.
Yeah. That might be Klopp's best ever first half,
Oh, yeah. I mean, the atmosphere that day as well was fucking electric.
Yeah, it was mad. Yeah, that I think it's taking that 4-3 game.
I think we make that move now.
Yeah.
I think that just because it took us to an FA Cup final as well, which we obviously went on to win.
Yeah.
And we'd been in such a battle with City that year, but no one had really blinked yet. We drew 2-2 in both the league games.
Mm-hmm.
To go to Wembley and then just fucking put it on them. Like it shouldn't have ended 3-2. It ended 3-2 because Bernardo got one in the last minute. And it was like a little bit nervy, but we battered them for the whole game.
Yeah.
I think that's probably better than the United one as well, the 4-0 against United.
Yeah. Yeah, because Man City were at the time as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, they were in the pump.
Speak of earlier as well, we got Villarreal, the second leg of the Villarreal semi-final. I think that goes in the category above. Obviously, we went 2-0 down.
Came back. And that's what we were talking about earlier, wasn't it?
How many times did we go 1-0 or 2-0 down, man? Honestly,
crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, it goes.
But Fabinho obviously got the first. Diaz off the bench had a really good game. Gets the second, and then Mane with the third to send us
It was
through.
comfortable, but it should have. Yeah,
it should never have been level on aggregate at half time.
No. But embarrassing.
I think it goes there, and there might be a world where it jumps the Arsenal game purely because it meant that we got to a Champions League final, even if we didn't go on to win it.
Yeah. Damn Real Madrid.
Now, this one, Porto 5-0 in 17-18. This was your first big Champions League night under Jurgen Klopp. Round of 16, in that orange kit, Sadio Mane hat-trick, Bobby gets one, Salah gets one.
A yearly smacking of Porto.
The first time we ever
wasn't that like Porto hadn't been beaten all year at home or something? Like another one of them where we just went there and just destroyed them.
Well, I think it's the same every time we play them. They haven't been beaten all year.
They must fucking hate us. They must absolutely despise
Portuguese teams do.
We smashed them constantly and then took their best player. Mad.
I think this one. I mean, that Mane hat-trick, that was a big one for that front three in terms of because they got all 5 goals, and Firmino had a really good game that day.
Yep.
Salah was probably the worst player on that day, which is not something you'd say very often about Mo Salah that season.
And I like that
goes to show
kit.
Just the level. That orange kit was lovely as well.
Kit. I did like that.
What other game did we have in it? Away at West Ham when we won 4-1. And you had that counter-attack with Mane and Salah in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2 touches gone.
Oh, lovely kit, that. Lovely kit.
Well, it's new balance.
I think we'll put it there for now, and we'll put it ahead of the first leg of Villarreal.
Definitely.
What's this one? Chelsea FA Cup final 21-22. Penalties, Simicast winner.
Have you got to put every trophy win in the top 10, maybe?
Yeah, I have to do that, yeah.
If we're doing that, I think United 4-0 has to be sacrificed. By the way, there are I don't think I included any of the Club World Cup games or the Super Cup against Chelsea. But I think 100%. I think the semi-final was better than the final as a game.
Yeah. Final was dead, wasn't it?
It was dead.
Obviously,
goalies were good. The goalies were good in those finals.
Mendy just fucking both finals that year. He decided to turn up against us.
God, what happened to Mendy? Do you remember? He was really good for Chelsea, and then he went off. He went off the boil the following year with Chelsea.
Yeah, he had a. It was when he played Madrid. Obviously,
didn't he? Didn't he have a falling out?
Yeah, and he couldn't kick the ball. He couldn't kick the ball. Shit.
Yeah, he had an issue with Tuchel towards the back end of the season, and then he played Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge, and he made this horrendous fucking cock up and gave the ball to Benzema to have an open goal for his hat trick.
That's right.
And I think that was kind of the end of it. And Kepa came back in then, and how many games Kepa played for Chelsea? How's he lasted that long? Fucking hell.
Do not have a Bournemouth though. To be fair, do not have a Bournemouth.
By the way, Ramsdale could be out for the game on Sunday as well, so they might be playing their third choice goalkeeper.
Or Alex McCarthy,
maybe.
Watch him have a weldy.
He typically does against us.
Do you remember Reading? Do you remember the Reading game?
Yeah,
Alex McCarthy.
Anytime he plays. Liverpool.
This is 2-1. This is the second leg of the quarter-final in 17-18. So when we went 1-0 down to the Jesus goal in the third minute off the Van Dijk foul that wasn't given, and then you had the salad chip and the Firmino bottom right corner.
The Milner incident.
Yes, the lovely Milner incidents.
Thank God VAR went around then. We got away with that.
Both legs, we got away with one.
Yeah. Got to be fair, that game, in that first half, City came out and absolutely killed us.
Oh, yeah. They had the post. Lovren deflected it onto the post. They scored a completely legitimate goal that wasn't given. And then Pep got sent to the stands.
Yeah, it was lovely. And then that Salah finish. Oh,
was that like the... Was that Pep one?
Yeah.
No, that was only in the league. This was the Pep where at sort of
It's when
at
a
half
Milner
time, he
incident, wasn't it?
runs up to the referee and starts shouting in his face, and then he gets sent off, and his assistants come up to the ref and go, "Oh no, don't send him off. He didn't mean it. He wasn't nasty, was he?" I think this is probably out of the wins we had against City that year. It's probably the worst of the wins against City. Still a good win.
I do love a bad win.
The
Though.
Etihad.
I do love a bad win. Surely that
But
gets more points.
Oh yeah, it probably pissed them off.
Yeah, we got away with it and we pissed
An
off.
undeserved win. definitely rate highly for me.
Yeah, I think that one ends up going
Yeah.
in 16 to 20. I think it's probably the worst of the wins we had against City that year because we had so many of them. Yeah. Speaking of, now we go on to what I think is the best win, the 3-0 in the first leg of that tie.
Yeah, destroyed
Salah, Ox, Mane, and we kept a clean sheet.
Yeah,
we didn't keep many of them back then.
No, we battered them.
Yeah.
Is that the game what Pep was talking about at half time in a Premier League game?
Yeah, this was the one he was worried about.
Yeah, where he was talking about, I think they're going to play Bobby through on the right, on Salah through the middle. And
this was the game where a Copperberg bottle and some toilet roll completely rattled them before the game.
Copperberg bottles will rattle a lot of people, to be fair.
Yeah. This was the game where everyone was like, you know what? It doesn't matter if Ox is injured for a year. He scored that goal.
Yeah, the game was that moment. He had some good games against City that year, Ox.
If you get Ox was great that season. Wasn't that? He's like 12th goal of the season or something like that.
It was when he was starting to like properly break into the team.
Yeah,
because he hadn't really played much to start the season. And he had the game in the league in January, and he just sort of kicked on from there up until the bloody Roma game where he done his knee in.
And then the Roma game he done his knee in, yeah, exactly.
I think that one ends up being probably about 12th or 13th. I think it's better than the 4-3 just because of the margin of victory and the fact it was the Champions League. But again, we didn't go on to win the competition, so I don't know how much I can actually like.
Damn Real Madrid again. Damn Real Madrid.
It's always Real Madrid.
How many times?
Here you've got 9-0 against Bournemouth.
Yeah, we lost the next game, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we actually won the next game.
Oh, is it the game we beat Man United 7-0? We lost to Bournemouth the next week.
Yes, that was it. We went and beat United 7-0 just to lose 1-0 to Bournemouth.
That's it. I think Carvalho started it and finished it, didn't he? In the 9-0, or was it Bobby? No, it was Bobby, wasn't it?
It was Bobby.
Yeah,
because he got like 2 goals, 3 assists that day. No, it was Diaz who started and finished it, but Bobby had 2 goals, 3 assists. I think it's high end 40. You don't score 9 very often.
No,
but it's just.
Am I confused? Did Lallana play in that game?
No, I think Lallana. I think this was just after Lallana had left.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Because this was the game where Elliot scored his first Premier League goal.
Elliot,
yeah.
Carvalho scored his first.
It's the year we actually fell off.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a 9-0 and a 7-0 this season or something like that.
And we were crap for the other games, weren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had a 9-0, a 7-0, and a 6-1 this year.
Yeah, and we still fell off.
Yeah. And yet you'd still catch us losing 1-0 to Forest or 1-0 to fucking Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Oh, the Klopp years.
Now this is one that I've always had a tough time ranking.
What is it?
5-2 Roma.
Oh, what the home games?
The home game.
Was that the one before we bought Ali?
Yeah. This was.
And we were buying that goalkeeper.
Yeah,
I didn't know much of Ali until the Roma game, and I was like, didn't think much of him after it either. To be fair,
Salah destroyed them.
But this is when Salah in his debut season, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was Salah breaking all records.
I don't care what anyone says. This was Ballon d'Or Salah.
Yeah, it was Ballon d'Or Salah.
He was unlucky that it was a fucking World Cup year.
Yeah, 44 goals, man.
Yeah.
Our attacks was sick. It was just
that's got to be high. That
it's when they played Roma played their fullbacks like midfielders, didn't they? And
I remember because it was Steve McManaman who was on co-commentary, and he started getting angry at Roma in the second half. Going, what are you doing? Stop giving them that much space.
And then we did everything a Klopp team does and give teams a chance.
The fucking Milner handball penalty and Dejan Lovren getting sat on his arse by Edin Dzeko.
Yeah, Dzeko played, didn't he?
Yeah, because Dzeko came on and started tearing us apart.
Yeah.
I think I can never tell whether this is a top 10 or a top 15 game.
I'd say top 15.
It's the upper echelon of top 15.
If it was 5-0, if that was 5-0, you could even put it in the top 5. If it was 5-0.
If that was 5-0, it's one of the greatest ever Champions League semi-final performances.
When we were 5-0 up, I was packing my bag for the final. I was literally going. Do you know what I mean?
Wasn't that the season where Roma were top of the league? Weren't they flying that year?
I don't think so. I think this was the year where they just beat Barca.
Was that the drop off?
Yeah, I think this was the drop off year. I think
they beat Barca in the quarter. Yeah, they came back and beat Barca in the quarters, didn't they?
Very nearly fucking beat us in the semis as well.
Yeah, because the second leg.
Yeah, second leg. Yeah,
I lost 4-2 in a second leg. How did we manage that?
I know.
Oh man! So we scored 9.
That's Klopp years, mate. You just said it before.
Liverpool 2, Man United 0, 1920. The game where it started.
It's game where we won the title. Yeah. You got to put that in the top 20, ain't it? Because that's the game where everyone believed, wasn't it?
That was when
it first started getting rang around the ground.
Yeah,
they all rang around the ground, and a week later they went, "You know what? There's this illness going around the world now. We're just going to shut the planet."
Yeah. Oh no, they had to wait for us to get knocked out the Champions League first.
And now you got what's the coincidence now? We're going for the league title. World War III might start.
Exactly.
Oh god.
Anything to stop us.
Jamie.
And Keir Starmer's an Arsenal fan, by the way. Keir Starmer's an Arsenal fan. I see it all. You know.
See, if Arsenal were towards the top of the league, this wouldn't be happening now, would it?
No.
The crazy thing is, do you remember? They were talking about shutting the league down, and it was when we were winning.
Yeah,
and we're
coming out going, no, you've got to cancel the league.
Like we're 80 points clear.
They could have just done it. They could have just done it before the Atletico Madrid game, couldn't they? And then we would have got Alisson back, and then
I stand by it.
We were sat there going, it's got to be mathematically impossible, and then they can't do it. We have to make it mathematically impossible.
If they stopped it before that Champions League game, I think we would have won the Champions League.
I think we would have done double, yeah.
Yeah.
I really do. You know what else is stupid as well? They were going on about you can't be sure Liverpool would win the league if
we're 20 points clear.
Yeah, I know.
if we had just not turned up in the second half after COVID came back and every other game played out the same, Liverpool would still win the league.
Well, yeah, didn't they say Liverpool didn't need to win one more point when we came back?
No, City only got 81 in the end, and we got into COVID at 82.
That's crazy.
Mad, isn't it?
PSG 3-2.
Good game, that.
Oh, that was a good game.
The Bobby celebration, ain't it?
Mm.
The over the eye celebration.
It was a game which was needlessly. I'm saying this a lot with Liverpool. Needlessly tight.
Yeah, I know. Didn't Milner open it with a penalty?
Sturridge opened it with the header, and then Milner got the second.
Milner penalty, and then Bobby made it 3-2 because it went to 2-2 somehow.
Yeah, because Thomas Meunier scored in the first half, and then Mbappe scored in the second.
Yeah, and then Bobby with his celebration.
I think it's certainly above Arsenal. I think Arsenal's probably going to end up getting moved down here.
Yeah, because PSG, that was the best of PSG we beat as well. So.
Is it better than Villarreal 3-2?
Yeah. Well, it's a semi-final, ain't it? That's the
semi-final. That was the PSG that everyone thought would actually win a Champions League,
because they had
then we just went
right.
That was the best PSG team that there has been.
Yeah, it was about the only PSG team that they had. All the rest were just individuals.
Team.
Team is the most important word there. Team.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, Bobby's goal was quality as well. So he took two players on
because he was in
right hand side, wasn't it?
He'd had the thing at Bears, so you could barely see. Last season's Carabao Cup final.
Oh yeah, again, it's a cup.
I can't. I have a lot of love for this final purely because of the story.
Really high because of the kids.
Yeah, And it's Klopp's last trophy as well, ain't it? So
I put this one in the top 5. I have done since it happened.
we brought children on. We brought
The fact that
children
we were handing out like debuts.
Yeah, and
Chelsea
Cup
bringing on
finals.
80 million quid footballs, and we were handing out debuts.
Did one of the kids go back to school on Monday and get standing ovation?
Yeah, it was Naomi, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Went back to
Naomi.
school, got a standing ovation from school.
I think this is a top 5.
Wasn't there like a moment in the game where they had about £500 million midfield and we had like
We had Bobby Clark.
5 million.
Our midfield to end the game was James McConnell, who cost 200 grand from Sunderland, Bobby Clark, who cost $1 million from Newcastle, and Wataru Endo.
Yeah, there you go.
The legend.
Nearly 5 million.
The legend Wataru Endo.
I know. Endo was 16, wasn't he? Yeah, he was 16.
I got my love for Endo is endless. I'm telling you.
I love Endo.
I love Endo, man.
He's just me as a footballer.
It's just a total shithouse. I love it. The bit when the bit when it was meant to go out for a corner and he punched it out.
Yeah,
that was how that wasn't given as well was amazing.
No, because the part that makes it even better is the fact that the resulting go in ended up being a foul throw, so we got the ball back in.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? We needed that as well against Arsenal. We needed that against Arsenal as well.
Yeah, total shit ass for you. I love Endo, man.
I think as well the reaction to the Van Dijk goal, blue £1 billion bottle jobs. The fact that the Liverpool fans when Chelsea players were walking up to get the medals, we got Mudryk and Enzo nearly trying to scrap our fans because
because it's basically them. The thing is though, there was nothing wrong with Van Dijk's goal.
He had everything against us in that game. Everything against us.
Didn't Van Dijk score in like the 90th minute or something mad like that? Wasn't it?
It was
when he got disallowed.
Extra time.
No,
he scored the winner.
He scored in the 60th minute, and
that's his 60th minute. For no reason.
His winner came
right to the end of extra time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like 117, 118.
They didn't have any time to come back. That goal as well that got disallowed. It got disallowed because the referee basically presumed that he was going to be in a position that he wasn't even in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's going to be there. Well, what if he doesn't go there? What if he just stands still?
What if he slips?
Yeah, it's like you're making something out of that.
Was Coat in charge of that game?
You know what? I haven't even looked.
Even if he wasn't, I'd just say he was. Next one, when we beat Arsenal 5-1 in the league, when Bobby got his hat trick.
The Bobby hat trick. Is that the one with the faint dribble?
Yeah, when he
touched the ball. He didn't
even touch the ball. He just went like that.
Yeah.
He put Mustafi, Torreira, and who's the other centre back?
I can't remember there.
Socrates.
The Greek guy, wasn't it? Yeah.
Socrates on their arse.
Yeah.
God, they had some crap defenders there, didn't they?
I'm trying to remember that. I think Nacho Monreal was the left back, and he was like the best of the bunch.
Right. He was actually all right, Nacho, to be fair. You know, Mustafi cost the same as Mo Salah.
That's mental. They gave him away. They gave him on a free. Like, Mustafi just.
I'm shocked they didn't have to pay a fine for having him.
Gave him on a free. Like, all that money.
Oh man!
I think this is
our week.
It's probably high end of the 26 to 30 games.
Yeah, it was our yearly beating of Arsenal, wasn't
it?
Yeah. They never get old though.
No.
They never get old. Now another personal favourite of mine, because I was at the game when we beat Everton 1-0 with Divock Origi.
This the crossbar.
This was the crossbar.
Virgil van Dijk swinger.
Do you know what? I was watching the game, but then me and my wife had to go out for her mum and dad's anniversary meal. Right? I try to pull every trick out of the book. She weren't having it, right? And it was like 87 minutes gone. I was like, I've got to listen to it in the car, and I'm like doing my nut. I'm like, I can't believe we're dropping points here. And then Origi's she almost crashed.
This was when I realised that Origi was God.
It was clutch.
He just
this was when I realised that just Everton were fucked in derbies. I never really understood it until that moment.
You know, I'd have Origi over Darwin there.
I don't know. I don't know if they showed it on
Origi
the telly.
Was a really good finisher, but people just.
He was a really good finisher. He was lazy. He was a shit passer, but there's no one else bar Salah you'd rather have in the box for Liverpool. to finish
That was
it
a
off.
great finishing. His finishing was top draw, man.
But I remember from that game that Idrissa Gana Gueye, obviously it came from a free kick, and Gana Gueye had given away the free kick, and the Everton fans started throwing flares on the pitch.
That's right.
So any photo that you see from the Annie Road end is just got a blue tint to it, because they all threw on the blue flares thinking they got a 0-0 win at Anfield to fuck up our title challenge, just for Jordan Pickford to throw it against his crossbar and Origi to put it in the back of the net.
Isn't that where Pickford got his tiny hands?
Yeah, that
that's
was
where
all
he got it from.
It
was from that.
Because he couldn't reach the crossbar to stop it going crossbar. Oh, I love it.
I think that should go a bit high, mate. I really do.
Well, push it into the top 15.
Yeah, I do, because of the circumstances as well.
I think United 4-0 is going to be dropping down another category. I think I might want to put Liga with it.
And they obviously had Klopp's wild celebration on it, didn't it?
It's another one that I think is going to rank very highly. 3-1 Bayern.
Oh my God! That's the Lovren through the mid? Oh no, that was Dortmund.
Yeah,
this is Mane's
Mane's ridiculous turn on the Van Dijk header.
Oh, that was insane.
This is when you realised how good of a team Liverpool were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you talk, remember how with Porto we were talking about them unbeaten records. Bayern hadn't been beaten all season at home. We were the only team to beat them all season.
In Europe, we just had some kind of aura, like some kind of force field, where teams just couldn't do anything against us.
Yeah, we're just so good.
Bayern were flying that year as well.
Lewandowski was putting up another.
Was that with Hansi Flick as well?
No, this was just before. Hansi Flick was the assistant, but this was when they had that Croatian fella, Niko Kovac.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was
still won the league and stuff like they always do, but
he just had too much power and pace from them. They couldn't hack it.
Yeah,
I think as well
we realised we signed the best centre back from Leipzig in Canate and not Upamecano.
I think that's up there, close to top 10. I think going away to Bayern.
Yeah, it's hard
with the records
they
had a good team back then as well. Yeah. I think it was obviously Neuer in goal, Alaba, Hummels, Niklas Süle, Kimmich. Although Kimmich didn't play that second leg because he got suspended. It was Rafinha, Goretzka, Lewandowski, Coman, Gnabry, Thomas Muller. I think James Rodriguez might have played that game. Ridiculous team. I think Boateng was kind of getting phased out at that point. I think it was. This was when it was like Hummels and trying to find his partner. But I think that because I remember the Van Dijk header, he just bullied two of them.
Yeah,
because
that's a good point that Dustin put in there.
Yeah,
they celebrated that Anfield draw as well.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we got to go away, but easy.
I think that Manny goal might be a top 5 as well out of the whole Jurgen Klopp era. Just the audacity to do what he's done.
Yeah,
it's a ridiculous pass from Van Dijk anyway.
It was,
and then to take it down, do this weird little flick against Neuer, to spin in, and then weak-footed chip over one of the tallest centre backs in world football to nestle right into the bottom corner.
Yeah,
it was like it wasn't like Bergkamp's, but it was a little bit like touching the ball, facing the opposite way, knowing that you're going to turn around,
spinning it,
and it's still going to be there, and you know where it's going to be.
Yeah,
that's brilliant stuff.
It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
To be fair to Mane, I don't think Mane realised he did it because he's that kind of player. You know what I mean? He's just like he just went with the flow. That's what I loved about Mane.
This is 1923-1 against Man City.
Oh, is this the when they should have 2 penalties?
Should have, could have, would have. Who knows nowadays?
What makes me laugh about that? When you go back and watch the actual replays, Bernardo Silva handballs it first.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about that, do they?
Because he sort of it flaps off his hand like that and then goes on to Trent's.
Yeah, that was a Fabinho banger, wasn't it? That was edge of the box.
Yeah, when he did that.
Fabinho screamer.
Yeah.
Then you had Mosetta and then Mane's header as well.
Oh, that goal where it went from left back to right back.
Yeah, beautiful cross by Robbo. Salah
Yeah.
beds it in, and then that nice Jordan Henderson cross to Mane, wasn't it?
I think the one thing that sticks in my mind about this though is that City team was shit. Like they were playing Fernandinho and Otamendi at centre back.
He was all over the place, wasn't he?
Bravo was in goal because Ederson was injured. Angelino was at left back. He only lasted one season.
I don't think it's that high because
but this is where we actually beat City to go on to win the title, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's towards the bottom end of 21 to 25, just because it when you consider all the other City wins, we played City. This was like playing whatever they had left.
Shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
A contender for the best game, 4-0 Barca.
Yeah, that's
we all know.
Right up there.
I'll probably say it's the best game.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a bad game because you got your two best forwards are not playing as well, and it's just.
Did you think before the game we were actually going to do it?
I thought we'd win the game, but I didn't think we'd win the tie, sort of thing. I thought we'd win the game like 2-0 or something like that, or 3-0. Weren't
we missing one of the centre backs as well in that?
No, I think the centre backs were there. I think it was Salah and Firmino weren't available.
Yeah.
Robertson had to go off at half time.
Suarez went down his leg.
Yeah, we still fucking pulled it out the bag. Gini Wijnaldum ignoring instructions to go and score two.
It's the game when Robbo was he smacked Messi on the back of the head when he was on the floor, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
It was it was one of the best DM performances I've ever seen from Fabinho as well.
Yeah, because he got an early yellow as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he got booked for a completely clean tackle.
Really early as well.
Yeah,
really
and then he just stepped up. Hendo had a great game as well.
Yeah, that game as well though, because it was dead. It was dead and buried at their ground.
Yeah. The funny thing is though,
Messi did.
Well, we completely outplayed Barcelona at the new camp.
First leg, we were far and away the better team.
Yeah. But Messi just he only had 3 touches and scored them. I think even the Barcelona press after that game said no one's played better at the new camp than Liverpool in this whole season. But somehow we won 3-0.
Walked away with a 3-0.
That's how mad it was. That's why we all felt a bit like.
I think my favourite part about this game though is we all kind of knew something needed to happen early.
Yeah.
And the moment it did, the moment Ari scores that rebound,
you felt it.
Yeah. Everyone in the ground knew what was going to happen because you could see the Barca players go, "Oh fuck, it's happening again."
It happened to Roma the year before, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the clip from the documentary that they put out when Jordi Alba sat there at half time crying?
They just felt
because he knows it's happening again.
The crowd, they couldn't get past the crowd, could they? The crowd was just.
Suarez was rattled by it. Coutinho was just rattled by the fact he was in a Barca shirt, let alone the crowd.
Even the crowd took Messi over. That's how good it was.
It was interesting as well because the goals came just at the right time.
Yes.
They all came just as the right time. If you'd done it, the
momentum starting to fade.
Yeah,
and
it might not have worked like that.
Do you know how mad, though, how good that Origi finish was for the 4th goal, though? Because he has to take it. Because he has to take it.
Haven't they recreated that? And it's pretty much impossible today.
Yeah, because he couldn't take a touch. He had to hit it first time.
He's the cross comes in and he's not even got his body shape to face the ball. So midway through setting his body up to take the shot, he just has to take the shot.
Yeah,
and then PK's getting back on the line, and there's about half an inch give between PK heading it over the bar or it going in.
And it has to go in the top bin. It has to go there or it won't go in the bin.
Absolutely lazy as fuck footballer. Couldn't pass, could barely dribble, but my God, what a finisher.
I know. The same.
Great at finishing.
And we played him so much as a left winger.
Yeah, we did.
Blew my mind.
Odd.
Yeah, pace
What's this one? 3-1 against Arsenal in 16-17. So this was when Bobby got a brace. Welbeck got one because Sanchez started on the bench, and then it was a Mane first goal. Mane, then Bobby, then right at the end, Genie Wijnaldum.
Was that Mane's first season against us?
Yes, this was Mane's first
Was that
season.
the one where he did that run down the wing and just belted it in the top?
No,
corner?
that was the other game, which should have been on the list, but I forgot to include it.
Sorry. Right.
Yeah,
I didn't plan that. I didn't plan that, by the way.
No. There's I forgot to include the Aston Villa 2-1, which someone put in the super chat earlier. I just went, "Oh, you fucking knobhead!"
With the Mane flick header at the near post.
Yeah.
I think this one ends up being quite low.
Yeah.
It was one of the. We had a really good record against the top sides that year. It was just fucking couldn't master Hull.
We beat Arsenal 3 or 4 goals every year.
Yeah.
Like every year.
And it didn't matter. It didn't matter how good Arsenal were at the time. We just tonk them. And Spurs as well. We do the same to Spurs.
What one's next? Same season when we beat Chelsea 2-1 at Stamford Bridge.
Was that the Henderson?
The Hendo screamer,
Yeah.
This one probably has a little bit more weight because they went on to win the league, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You put it just above.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it probably ends up about there.
They still got bragging rights at their ground though, which is good.
Another Arsenal game. Fucking hell, there's a lot of these. 4-0 the season after 17-18 when Firmino scored the header, Mane scored the little curl into the bottom right, Salah took the ball off Bella and legged it the whole length of the pitch and scored, and then Sturridge scored this back post header to end it off.
Yeah, that's a cool. Another smack. See, look, it's always 3 or 4-0.
This might be my worst one. This might be how have I not included this one?
Oh, that is the second best ever game.
Yeah, that's got to be up there, Tom.
Right, give me a minute. You just keep talking about Arsenal, and I'll be back
That game was insane. Like Leicester were on fire. Like they were playing really, really well.
Well, Leicester second in the league at that time, we were top. Yeah, we were top.
They were really good,
and we just because everyone was concerned because we just came back from the Club World Cup, didn't we?
Yeah, and we had no rest or anything.
And it was Leicester on Boxing Day, weren't it? If I remember rightly.
Yeah, and the rain.
And we smashed them 4-1. And Trent was just had one of the greatest games.
Add additional files here.
That was at their ground as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the other way around. It's just
an amazing game. It's an amazing game of football.
It was at their ground 4-1. Yeah.
There we go. Like it was always here. Like where we put in this Leicester game.
Top 5. That's
got to be top 5. Seriously.
Yeah. Went on to win the league.
That was as big a statement win as you can have.
That was at night as well. That was at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we were all concerned as Liverpool fans that was going to be too tough.
Yeah.
That was your Boxing Day game. And
who have we got on Boxing Day this year?
Leicester.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Who have we got in January at home? Man United.
It's all kind of for City, I'm just saying.
It's all coming together, isn't it? It's all coming together.
World War III in Leicester. There you go.
I think this was probably Trent's best ever game in a Liverpool shirt.
It was. He looked like Roberto Carlos in this game.
Yeah, it was insane in that. Insane.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Bobby that day because obviously there'd been the whole thing about Firmino doesn't score enough, and then he went and got 2.
Bobby won the Super Cup as well, not the Club World Cup as well, didn't he? Yeah,
the World Club, yeah.
A few days before that.
Yeah.
Bobby was on fire.
I'm also definitely not adding another game there.
And Adrian was pretty good in that as well, by the way. Give him some flowers for that, like.
Right, where does Aston Villa Liverpool go? The one which I forgot about and I now found.
Is that the ridiculous assist by Salah for Mane? The no look assist where he flicks it right through the entire defence.
No, this is the one where Robbo scores the header.
And Mane gets the 90th minute winner.
Last minute one.
Oh, okay,
yeah. He flicks it on. That's when we knew we were just winning everything. Did we have a lot of them in that season as well?
Yeah, and it was Mane that scored a lot of those winners.
Yeah, a lot of 2-1s in that, weren't it?
I think because people hark back to this game. This is like one of the 3 or 4 games that people hark back to that year. I think it's almost a case where that one ends up high, and then we end up moving everything down there.
Yeah.
We kind of need some more results to fill out this section. Every result was just quite good. Some results that are going to end up falling down a fair amount. So back to the original one, 4-0 Arsenal.
Jeez,
Another one.
You should just have a section for 4-0 Arsenal's, Tom.
I should do. I should just have a section for Arsenal wins and rank the Arsenal wins.
What's the best Arsenal win? Yeah.
You could probably do a whole show on it.
I mean, I would count down now how many are on this list. You've got
about 6 already, ain't you?
1, 2.
That's a really bad
3,
record to be proud of if you're
4,
Arsenal. It's not good.
5, 6, 7. 7 wins against Arsenal.
Jeez.
Wow.
I think the only team that might get close to it is United.
I don't think it's that many, is it?
Absolutely
no,
mad.
I mean, yeah, but you're probably going to have to go back further than Klopp for mad United wins.
To be fair, Klopp didn't really get many at the start, and he just sort of picked them all up.
Yeah, they all picked up, didn't they, towards the end?
And a one that I feel goes under the radar quite a lot was when we beat Atalanta 5-0.
Oh, I just had a message. Jesus.
All good?
Yeah.
You got breaking news?
Yeah, someone I know that works for a certain broadcast company.
But this is a game that I don't think gets talked about enough, is when we beat Atalanta 5-0 away.
This was and Jota scored the best hat trick I've ever seen. Yeah. Jota looked like R9 for about 30 minutes. It was mad. It's just
I feel like this game gets forgotten about partly because we got battered by them last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jota just ran past everyone. He's dribbling past people, going past light on his feet. Yeah, he was awesome.
Also, we were really shit that year, so people try to just forget as much of the season as possible.
That was a big win, you know. That was a big win.
It was a big win.
I think it's going to end up being high here, like 36, 37.
Yeah, you need some down there.
We need to start putting some in there. Yeah.
Another one that, if it was down to me, because it's a bunch of the kids, it would be very high up, but I think it's going to have to end up sitting down here when we beat Everton 1-0 in the FA Cup.
That was Curtis Jones, wasn't it?
Curtis Jones' first goal.
Screamer. Oh, that was a great game for me, that one, because the Everton games are going to be quite high for me because I'm an actual Scouser as well.
See, it's funny beating Everton.
I know.
It's just so funny.
Curtis Jones was a kid, wasn't he? Like 18, 19?
Yeah.
One of my favourite things about this game, we record Nat Phillips from loan at Stuttgart because we had to play him this game.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
he got a clean sheet, got man of the match, and then we sent him back out on loan to Stuttgart.
I know we did. Yeah, that was bad.
I think this
Curtis Jones was unbelievable in that game.
When that the Origi assist as well, like Origi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was the game where who was that Spanish midfielder we used to have? Pedro Chirivella.
Yeah, that's it.
We played all the kids in that game.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember all the players.
Klopp actually tried his best to lose that game.
He did.
He didn't want to be in the cup that year.
Everton pretty much played their full strength.
That's what made it even better. They really tried. They still couldn't beat us.
They saw it and went, you know what, this is an easy game there. They're playing all the kids. They didn't realise one of the kids was Curtis Jones, who's a diamond. You know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember our defence on that day.
And then he never played left wing again.
No.
Because it was Nico Williams at right back.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
I think Milner was at left back. Nat Phillips was one of the centre backs. I think it was Dejan Lovren who was the other one, you know.
What?
With Kelleher in goal. Or Adrian in goal, it might have been.
What year was it?
1920 FA Cup.
1920.
Because we played like a midfield three of Lallana, Chirivella, Jones. Which, like, Lallana ran the game like he was fucking Pirlo.
Well, I got the line up.
It was the only game he played fit that season.
We had Adrian in goal, Williams at right back, Phillips and Gomez as centre back, James Milner as left back, Lallana, Chirivella and Curtis Jones in the midfield three, Harvey Elliott right wing, Taki Minamino in the middle, and Divock Origi at left wing. Yeah.
How did Origi end up left wing again? Why was he on the left
And-
so much?
And Everton's front three for that game was Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, and Theo Walcott.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Like they had full strength that game. Like,
And their
I'm pretty
defence was
sure
Holgate, Mina, and Coleman.
yeah, that was their full strength back
They
then.
had Pickford in goal as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
They had
We had-
Garner, didn't he? They had Garner in midfield, didn't they?
I'm pretty sure they were as full strength as they could have been at the time.
Yeah, they were. And
Portuguese lad.
we had Hoover on the bench, Brewster on the bench, Corey on the bench, Ox on the bench, Marne and Henderson, and Kelleher.
Wow.
Yeah, Klopp tried his best to lose that.
Klopp didn't want to be in the cups that year.
No, right, that's good.
Next one is last year 2-1 against Newcastle. Van Dijk red card, Nunes off the bench with a brace.
Good game.
I think that's got to be quite high, 16 to 20 maybe. Because that was against all odds. Like that was against all odds.
I think that United 4-0 just get moved further and further down this list. But the more I think about it shouldn't have ever been as high as it was. They did have Phil Young at centre back.
To this day, Virgil still got the ball when I watch the replays.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I've seen that happen so many times and not be a red.
Do you remember Gary Neville when his commentary went, Virgil's been lazy there, he's literally just kicked him. And I'm like, you watching the same game as me, Gary?
Kick the ball.
Yeah. Good game.
Next one. When we beat Atletico 3-2 in the group stage.
Is that another Atletico game?
I don't. Why
God,
don't
we had some humdingers against them, didn't we?
Why don't? Is this when we won? Is that when we won all 6 Champions League games?
Yes. This is that.
And we had the group of death.
Mm-hmm. This was the game where Salah scored a deflected one from outside the box. Then Keita scored that joke of a volley because he was on that weird spell where he could just hit volleys like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
And then Griezmann got 2. And then right at the end of the game, Jota got fouled and Salah scored the penalty. And then Jota had fouled someone else but didn't give away a penalty.
That's right. I love it. Shit, sorry.
Yeah,
31 to 36.
Yeah,
because we won all 6 group games.
It was a little bit of revenge as well for the when they knocked us out.
Because we knocked them out, didn't we? They didn't go through because of it.
Yeah, I don't think they ended up going through now. I can't remember if it was possible.
They went to Europa League final that year, didn't they? I think they went to Europa League final.
Was that the year when we had PSG as well in the group?
No, this was the year where we had Milan, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, and Porto.
Bloody hell!
Right, I should have known about this beforehand, Gage. I should have had you double checking all the games I've got because I've forgotten to include Everton 5-2. How have I forgotten that one as well? Because that was hilarious.
That was a game
when, mind you, that had a ridiculous goal from fucking Lovren and Origi.
I'm trying to think. When was that 5-2?
In 1920 in the league, Christmas time.
With Origi.
Do
you remember that? Don't you remember? No. Do you remember that Origi finish when he took the ball over his shoulder? One touch and put it over Pickford.
Yeah, that was sick.
That Origi finish was different.
Because we had both of Salah and Firmino on the bench.
Yeah, it was Origi and Mane and Trent show, wasn't it?
I think that was like one of the. I think that was Shaqiri's only start of the season.
Was that? Yeah, Shaqiri had a good game as well, didn't he?
To be fair, Shaqiri only played. My favourite thing about that season is Shaqiri only barely qualified for a medal.
Yeah.
So where does this one end up going then? I realise that this isn't going to be numbered correctly because it's now 53 games, but it is what it is.
Have you just created that now?
Yeah, I can add them in afterwards. But I can't believe I forgot it. I think this one, Everton would have been, because this was the game that got Marco Silva sacked.
That's right.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't really remember that game, so I can't really rate that one that high because I didn't really remember it.
I think we'll put it.
Why I didn't remember it.
We'll put it like 21-25.
Probably because we battered everyone that year.
Yeah, they all seem to merge together now.
Yeah, they did go in a blur that year.
1-0 City, 22-23. The Salah turn on
game.
Cancelo. Probably our best performance of the season.
Yeah, where we just sat back and defended it. We played counter-attack football.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And James Milner played fullback and Mark Foden at the game.
Absolutely amazing he was in that game.
I just think.
Do you remember? Have you ever watched it back? When
wasn't that Gomez as well? Where Gomez was just like
Gomez kept Haaland quiet.
Yeah.
When Salah makes that turn, and as soon as Salah makes that turn, Pep falls to his knees because he knows.
Have you seen the replay of that though? Like Ali literally is telepathic with Salah. Like
he just loads.
Salah's already running. Connection. Salah's already running before he even kicks the ball. It's like
I just love it. He literally turns Salah. It's on goal, and Pep Guardiola just falls to his knees because it's like, yeah, it's done. Yeah. And you remember, right? Salah, they did it twice because Salah went through and Ederson just saved it as well. Before
I don't think that was an Ali one. I think that was because Firmino had a really good game that day as well. I think that was a Firmino through ball, but I think Ali tried it in the first half.
No, that was it. It was Ali. Remember, they had a free kick. It was a poor free.
Yeah, the goal came from it, but I'm thinking the first one. I don't think the first one was from Ali. I think the first one was a different one, but I think they tried it in the first half and it nearly came off.
Yeah,
so like it was.
Ederson just got his fingers to it, didn't he?
See, this one could have and probably should have made the list because of the Origi goal. But okay, let me go see if I can find
another Origi goal.
I know. I'm a sick god.
Origi got a lot of clutch goals, man.
I think he only scored about 20 goals for us as well.
They're all clutch.
And every single goal was like golden.
And every goal's clutch. He's a cult hero, man.
Crazy.
Always will be. Cult hero.
Because this was the game before the second leg, which meant this was the game where Salah got concussed. So we couldn't play against Barca. But we had to win this game to have a chance of taking it to the last day of the season. And it's 2-2 with like 5 minutes to go. And Origi comes off the bench and just heads home a corner. And does fuck all else.
Totally out of the blue.
Like we shouldn't have won that game, all things considered. We weren't actually that great.
We weren't great. That was when it was like, is it written in the stars? Like, can we do it?
And then fucking Company.
Yeah.
To be fair, my gripe isn't even with Company. I'll be honest, my gripe isn't even with Company. My gripe is with fucking Kelechi Iheanacho.
Oh yeah, when he went through, and he bottled it.
Went through one-on-one just to drag it wide.
To this day, I think he did it. And do
you know what club he used to play for?
Yeah, and do you know what else peed me up? What was the game when last day of the season when Villa were 2-0 up against City? And Ollie Watkins had a chance to make it 3-0 when he went 1-on-1.
Which chance? He had about fucking 3 of them.
Yeah, and he
had loads.
He bottled all of them. And like,
this is why when I see people going like, "Oh, Ollie Watkins is one of the best strikers in the league." No, he fucking isn't. I know Ollie Watkins. I've watched that man fuck up a league title for me.
He's a 1-6 guy, isn't he, Ollie Watkins?
Yeah, he is.
6 chances.
Here's another one that's probably going to end up ranking very high, but does it make you top 5? 7-0.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
I reckon if you ask Klopp,
I reckon that's top 5.
He'll probably say his best game is the Barcelona game, and then that's second.
I mean that goal from, just the icing on the cake was Bobby getting the goal as well. It was like I was just like, Bobby's got to score. He has to. Because it was going to be his last game, wasn't it?
Because I think what makes it better is like they come off winning the cup. All the build up beforehand was this is United. This is going to be the changing of the guard.
Yeah.
Gary Neville before the game, because soon I said before the game, I've got a lot of confidence that Liverpool are going to turn up and do something special. And Neville was laughing at him, and then we scored fucking 7-6.
And do you remember after the game when Gary Neville said Liverpool didn't play well?
Yep. Because he took that loss really well.
And Souness was like, how can you not play well when you just won 7-0?
Yeah, I think that's an easy top 5.
When it 1-0 at half time as well.
Yeah. We scored 6 in the second half.
Yeah, it was the chanting where they were going, get 8, get 9 in the crowd. You're just like, whoa.
To be fair, that's the one gripe I've got with the 5-0 that was the year before.
We stopped scoring it. We stopped.
We should have put the.
We could have got 10.
Killed them.
We could have got 10.
We should have got 7-8 that day, but we scored
Easily,
5
yeah.
and decided to stop.
We felt
Easily.
sorry for him. We felt
It was
sorry.
0-0 in the,
People
it was
forget as well,
0-0
they
in
went
the
down to 10
second
men.
half. It was 0-0 in the second half.
I think it was 1. I think Salah scored
was
like
it
at the
1-0
start of
in
the
the
second
second
half,
half?
and then Pogba got himself sent off.
Yeah,
So like he
that's
was down to 10 men for the last 30, we just didn't play. And that's like one of my big gripes.
Petulant Pogba.
2-0. 2-0 against Everton when Robbo scored the back post header, and then Origi again with his last ever goal for the football club.
That's right. Bloody Robert,
It's probably low down, but again,
45, yeah.
It's Everton, and it was always going to be fucking Origi, wasn't it?
Do you remember when Robbo used to get the occasional goal?
Robbo scored like 5 that year, and then just
just
where'd that
stopped.
come from?
Just stopped.
Do you know what the best part of that game was, though? It was when Ali done the thing where he grabbed the ball and then fell down.
Lay down down on it. Got two.
That got the best fucking reaction of the day. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because Pickford laid down on it and winked, didn't he? Like an absolute knob.
Liverpool Chelsea 5-3.
It's when we picked up the trophy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to go up high.
Yeah, it's got to be like maybe 6-10. Just because of the
I'm trying to
occasion.
think of the other games that we got. Like, we can go there for now. It might end up having to get moved down. But I think it's more the occasion of what it represented than the game, because we were actually quite shit that day.
But scored 5, it's mad. Well, they knew they were picking up the trophy at the end of the game, didn't they? And then it's just
Chelsea tried as well.
Yeah, they didn't really want to play the game. They just wanted to lift the trophy, didn't they?
Next one. 4-2 against Newcastle last year.
Why don't I remember that?
Who was that?
That was when Salah missed the pen in the first half, and then he scored the tap in the second. Then Isak scored, then Jones and Gakpo, then Botman, then Salah. But this was the game where we broke the record for the most amount of XG in one single game.
Oh, that was when we had like 40 odd shots on goal or something.
Yeah. When the XG like 13.5 or something like that. If I remember.
I think we had like 8 XG, which is like the highest ever been recorded by a single team.
Yeah.
And we only scored fucking 4.
We let him 2.
I mean, any shot, and most Isaac shots going anyway. So
is it New Year's
they had
Day?
Like 3 shots.
Was it New Year's Day?
Yeah. It was the first game after New Year's.
The last New Year's, wasn't it? This New Year's, sorry.
So that was
the game before Salah went to AFCON.
That was when we all thought that we'd struggle because we had loads of players missing. Like we had
like right after the Newcastle games when everyone sort of went down.
Yeah. Trent was missing as well, wasn't he? There was loads of players missing in that game, weren't there?
I think it's like 36-40. I think it's more so there just because of the mad fucking numbers rather than the performance. Another one that, again, how can I include it? 2-0 against Arsenal in the FA Cup last year.
That was mad as well because like we played the kids in that as well, didn't we?
That was Bradley's big moment against Martinelli, but we were actually really quite bad that day. Havertz should have scored about 3.
Yeah, I know, and we still won it.
I think he's doing an important job padding out the bottom here.
Was that the FA Cup third round? Was it the third round?
Yeah.
The game Arsenal fans like to forget happened, so they can say that we haven't beaten them for 3 years.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, Arsenal just keep on saying they weren't trying for that, even though they played pretty much their full strength.
Yeah. They went for a stronger team than us. Probably the highest ranking game from last year, bar the cup final, 4-1 against Chelsea.
Oh yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game. Top. Yeah, 21, 20, 35. You could put it easy.
I think it's up there, and then Arsenal gets moved down. Yeah, I think because you got no Salah that day, no Endo, no Trent. I'm trying to remember. No Robbo or Simicas. I think it was Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and we just battered them.
Absolutely. Was that Gapco?
No, it was the game where Nunes had the post 4 times. It was
Oh, that
Jota
was
got the
Nunes.
first. Jota got the first, then I got the second. Bradley got the second, obviously, with that screamer. Then Soboslai got the third with the header.
Oh God, yeah, sorry, Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea.
And then who got the fourth? Diaz got the fourth.
Yeah.
See, that's something I figured out the other week. If you were to give me any game from the Jurgen Klopp era, you don't tell me the score, just tell me go. Fucking Southampton, Liverpool 2017-18 away, I could name you the score. And more often than not, the goal scorers. And it's stupid. Maybe money though, so who cares? You can stay in there. 4-0
You'd be really good on the
15-16.
generation game if it was still going.
I know, I'll be smashing that. This was the game where he got injured, but he scored the header. Then Sacco scored, Sturridge scored, and Coutinho scored. It was more fondly remembered for the fact that Lucas Leiva had the shot, which had Jurgen Klopp pissing himself.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah,
I think he's the one that has to sort of ride the bottom.
But, yeah, that was a hell of a team that Jurgen got a good result out of there.
I mean he had Sacco and Lovren as a centre back partnership. How far we've come.
Yeah, look what we got now compared to what we had. Mad. I didn't mind Skirtle,
to be fair, looking back at Skirtle now, he was actually quite shit. But it's just the fact that we had no one else at the time.
At that time, he was
like he looked all right back then, but nowadays he's like fucking hell. He was shit him. Liverpool 3, AC Milan 2. So this was the Henderson volley to win it after Salah scored, and I think it ended up being a Tomori own goal, where we went 1-0 up, and then at the end of the half went 2-1 down.
Yeah. Yes,
I think it's another one that probably ends up riding the bottom here. I think Champions League always plays a little bit more weight.
Yeah, it's a decent result in the Champions League, to be fair.
Another one from that year. I quite like the group games from that year. I think it was, going unbeaten throughout the whole group stage was mental. So I've put the 2-0 Atletico game there as well. It's probably the worst of the lot.
Yeah.
But again, it's another thing of revenge, and we nearly made Suarez cry.
It's always worth it.
3-1 against Arsenal in 1920. So this was when another Arsenal game, by the way. Still more after this. When Matip scored the header, and then Salah in the second half scored that pen, and then that run where he turned David Luiz inside out and then rolled the bottom left corner.
Yeah.
That was the only game that season that I missed because I was on a plane. But watching it back on the highlights, it seemed like it was a good performance. So it probably ends up riding again towards the bottom.
It was.
5-5 against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. This was one of the madder games that we had. I'm
trying to think who bloody scored in that now.
Mustafi own goal, Milner pen, Oxlade-Chamberlain volley, and then an Origi brace, including a 95th minute overhead kick to take it to pens.
Yeah.
I think that one's got to rank pretty.
That's a mad
well
game.
as well.
That's a mad game.
Because both teams played weaker teams, but theirs was still better than ours.
Who scored for them?
Torreira got 2.
Yeah, I was thinking it was
Martinelli got 1.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Maitland-Niles got 1.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, it was Maitland-Niles, and then Joe Willock put it in the top left corner to make it 5-4, and they all thought they'd won it.
That's right.
Nope, he's not letting that one lie.
I'm just trying to think now. Next one, Inter 2, Liverpool 0. So this was when Bobby scored the little flicked header to the back post and Salah put it in the back of the net. But this was another one where Inter had been unbeaten at home all season.
Yeah.
And then we just rock up and go ruin that record. Again, probably one of the lower performances.
Yeah.
But another one of them weird records that we just had a knack of breaking.
We did so well against Italian teams with Klopp.
We've actually done quite well at filling out this list.
Yeah, we have.
I think there's a couple. I might as well, add another category to fill out so we can lower them all down again. But I think for the most part, we've done pretty well at this. I think we got 51 to 54. I apologize, everyone. It's not the top 50 games. It's the top 54 games. It just doesn't sound as good in the title.
It's only because you added 4 because the chat told you to.
Yeah, I added 4 because I was an idiot and didn't have them beforehand. Probably what I think is the last game in the bottom category is 2-0 against United in the Europa League when Sturridge scored the pen and then Firmino scored in the second half into the top right corner. Because we very rarely... I mean, that was the first time we ever played United in Europe. They beat us in the league early that season. Twice. One of them under Rodgers. And we just stuck it to them.
Was that with Ollie? Was that when they had Ollie?
No, this was with Van Gaal. Last season of Van Gaal.
So was that when they finished second?
No, this was... I think they finished like fourth.
Yeah.
No, they finished 5th because they got Europa League because Mourinho went to win it next year.
Yeah, did he win the FA Cup and he got sacked, wasn't it?
That's the one.
Yeah.
I didn't include that one because it wasn't a 2-0 win, it was a 1-1 draw. But I do remember the Coutinho goal in that game was a ridiculous little chip over David De Gea at the near post. One of the better goals we scored, but in terms of the game, it wasn't up there. I think these three probably had out the bottom, maybe a couple more movements, but Liverpool 3, Everton 1 in 16-17. When Mane scored, Coutinho scored that lovely little jinking move where he tore Idrissa Gana Gueye inside out, and then Origi scored again with like one of his only goals of that season.
Everton.
Who scored? Yeah, Matthew Pennington scored on his debut for Everton that day.
Big up Matthew Pennington.
Off a corner.
Yeah, big up him. Wherever he is now.
He might be playing. Who knows where he's playing? But he'll always remember that day he scored against Liverpool. 7-0 against Crystal Palace. Again, probably
every shot.
Taki scored. Mane, Firmino scored 2 lovely goals that day.
It went downhill after that, though, didn't it? It went downhill after that.
I'm trying to remember who scored the 7th.
Mo, I think.
Salah scored the 7th. So Taki got 1.
Mo smashed it in.
Mane got 1. Bobby got 2. Salah got 2. Henderson with a little whip into the far corner.
Yeah.
Used up all our goals in that game, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of adjustment there, like so. Arsenal versus Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. That's the last game that I've got. Unless anyone can give me another one to make it the top 55 games. Obviously, it sends us to the final. Probably Diogo Jota's best game in a Liverpool shirt.
What for Jurgen games? Have you done the Dortmund away?
Yeah, that's in the top 5.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
Cool. Yeah.
I missed that, mate. I missed the start of the show.
I think this one probably ends up being like low 40s or like low 30s type thing. And everything sort of gets moved down a bit.
I mean, there is one game that kind of sticks out as well. Do you remember the Fulham game?
The 4-3 last year.
Yeah, have you put that in there?
I have not. I can grab that one
because that was a bonkers game where they kept on equalising and then they took the lead.
Unless there's another like Everton or
because that was a Trent game on it. That was Trent with 2 on it.
Yeah.
Oh, Mane's last minute winner. Someone says in the chat.
That game as well. That was me only ever Goodison away day.
Sturridge hits the post only, and then Mane follows it in.
Yeah.
Well, we'll make it the top 56 then.
You got the Champions League win in there.
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
I realised that.
I thought I did. I thought I
You
had
haven't
it.
got the Tottenham game.
That was like the
Look at that.
first photo that I tried to get up. Right, it's top 57. It's top 57, people, and we forget that this ever happened. Okay, this
Wipe
game was
your
always
memory.
here.
Wipe
This game
your
was
memory
always
of it.
here.
Wipe your memory. You didn't see anything.
Exactly. No one saw anything. This game was always. I don't know why people are acting like I did. I
The
forgot
thing
to
is,
include
the
the
thing
Champions
is though,
League.
no one said it in the chat.
No.
You know
The
what?
worst.
The one I put. Right, we're making it top 60 because there's another one I forgot. The 4-3 against Tottenham.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
With,
what a game
where
that was.
Richarlison thought he got the equaliser.
Yeah, when he took his shirt off and did that weird dance.
Mm-hmm.
Only for Josh Kelly over in the
We had
finish.
David Coop was officiating that game as well. You know,
He's probably
isn't that
fine.
mad that we won that?
I'm shocked that he let us win that then.
Yeah, no,
Shocked he didn't try and fucking rule out the
the Jota goal.
yeah, he would have found a reason. Oh, I can't find a photo of this fucking Champions League final.
I'm gonna go after that. Okay, sorry, mate.
Yeah,
I've got to go
it's all
after you
good.
put this one up.
It's all good, don't worry.
Well,
To be fair, it's taken me half a while to
said,
find all
Jamie.
these.
Well said there, Jamie, because I forgot it as well.
I was just looking at this. I think, has he put the Champions League?
The Champions League win.
Big up to LB as well. How did I forget? I can't actually believe I forgot that Champions League game.
Obviously, a top 5.
Yeah,
Be at
Well,
LB.
I mean, it's got to be Klopp's top one, isn't it? Really, that one. Like,
It's
finally got
certainly
it
a
over
top
the
5.
line.
Do you know the mad thing is, I watched the Barcelona game back more than the final.
Yeah,
Yeah, the final's not a good watch.
No,
it's
it's
not.
terrible. Like 4
we
weeks
were-
after the semi-final.
I mean, it's not a good watch because like Tottenham got robbed of a penalty.
Yeah.
Well, it was a completely legitimate penalty.
Yeah, there's a little bit in that game where I'm like, probably not going to watch that game again.
I'll watch back the highlights, even though there's not many of them. But like, it was not a good game. It was not a good game. I've now got 3 to add to make me top 57. So if anyone's got 3 more to round it out to the top 60, be my guest.
I've got to jump, guys. Right, but great show.
Big ups, K-Mac.
Yeah, okay, mate. Big up, mate.
Before you, anything you want to plug?
Mate, I'll drop my number in the chat for you, okay, mate? Definitely add us.
Anything you want to plug to the people, though? And anything you got going on?
No, I'll probably be doing a show with Jamie soon. That's probably it.
There you go, people. And you've already seen how good a connection them two are together. You're definitely not going to want to miss that. Whilst I go and find, a game that I definitely had the whole time. There it is. Look at that. Wow. I always had that game.
There you go. You just forgot. Yeah,
See, I don't know why people are saying I never had it.
It was camouflaged.
Big ups Donna Cullen as well for becoming a YouTube member and gifting 5 memberships as well.
Wow.
I appreciate the support very, very much. Much love. I've almost got to now, haven't I? You've bragged me into it.
There you go. She's paid memberships. She needs to see a head of hair. There you go.
I'm due a trim. That's why the hat's on. I'm due a trim. That's why the hat's on.
That is a pure scouse haircut. That's what
I know, it's terrible. What other games am I supposed to be putting in here that I definitely didn't forget? 4-3. Where does 4-3 Fulham go?
I don't know. Top 30?
Yeah, I think it's towards the top end of this. I think that Arsenal game's probably going to get moved down a bit.
Yeah.
I think Dortmund 4-3 might not make the top 5.
So what's that? What's the top 5 at the moment?
Right, so we got 6 that are in there currently. You've got the 4-0 against Barca.
Definitely.
2-0 against Tottenham in the cup final.
Definitely.
4-0 against Leicester.
Yeah.
7-0 against United. 1-0 against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final last year. And 4-3 against Dortmund.
Yeah. So the Dortmund game has to stay there because that started it all. That literally started it all. And that Dortmund team was far better than us.
I think ultimately it's between Leicester and Chelsea.
I'll take the Leicester game, mate. because that was Klopp's last cup, and he did it with kids.
Yeah,
kids, man.
I think
£1 billion
the last game was
bottle
really
jobs.
unlucky. Oh,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, Ravi. Actually, no, I appreciate that because I need more to fill it out. I forgot the 5-4 against Norwich.
Oh, Lallana's late-minute winner. And he broke Klopp's glasses.
Whoever broke Klopp, I think it was Benteke, wasn't it? About the only thing
it was Saka. It was Saka, wasn't it? Saka,
it was
sorry,
someone.
when he smashed him like that over the head.
Well, that's about the only thing they'd done all season.
That was before Klopp tried to leave him on Alcatraz.
Okay, now.
Have you heard that rumor?
Yeah.
So literally, he told all the team to get back on the boat, but he didn't tell Sacco that they were leaving. He literally tried to leave him in Alcatraz.
He hated them at the end. He absolutely.
Yeah, it's because he was late apparently, and he started like acting like a dickhead, didn't he, in front of him?
Because he had the doping thing, didn't he?
Mm,
he had the doping thing,
right.
which
nearly
done him in at one point. Right, so 5-4. Where does the 5-4 go? I think it's like top 20.
Yeah, it's top 20. Like, if you're doing a countdown of Klopp's greatest results, that'll probably be in the top 20, wouldn't it?
I feel like everything's just getting slowly moved down one year.
There we go.
So that around, and then that one goes there. Right, I need to grab the 4-3 Tottenham. Where's that 4-3? I literally grabbed that one just before. There it is. The 4-3 against Tottenham. Again, the season that it was in, kind of. Season, so there's not many positive memories of it.
It's 2 years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah, it was when we came 5th.
Mm.
It was a funny fucking game.
Yeah, I mean, we should have coasted that game quite easily in the end.
3-0 up inside 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely obliterated them.
I think one.
What's the other Tottenham game in lockdown when Bobby Firmino got the last-minute winner of a header from a corner?
Yeah, I can grab that one. That was a 2-1, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Reece Williams' first Premier League game.
That's right. And Tim Sherwood's famous commentary. I don't see Liverpool scoring.
I don't see anyone getting out on this.
Yeah.
Oh, except him.
Oh dear.
To be fair, we had a fair few against Tottenham, you know.
A
fair few results against Tottenham. And the biggest robbery in Premier League history.
Yeah. Yeah, that's mad. Do you know a mad thing about that? Because Curtis Jones got sent off and Jota, didn't they, as well?
Mm-hmm.
And with 9 men, we were still attacking them.
Like, I think because like we went to a back 5, so like Trent was at right back with Gomez, Van Dijk, and Matip.
Yeah,
or was it Canati, Van Dijk, and Matip? Robertson at left back, Endo, Soboslai, and I think McAllister came off. It might be McAllister, but I thought he went off.
Yeah.
So like, we didn't even have an attacker on the pitch to end the game, and yet we still nearly fucking got a draw out of it.
Yeah, keep going, man. People in chat are saying Spartak 7-0.
I've grabbed the Super Cup final. You know what one I've forgotten? Which rounds us out? It's not the Spartak one. The actual original Carabao Cup final against Chelsea.
Yes.
Where we drew 0-0 but won on pens because they brought Kepa on.
That's right. Yeah, it didn't work.
They brought the penalty specialist on to save none and misses one.
And what they didn't realise is we had Keller in goal.
Mm-hmm. Who didn't actually save a penalty, but knew how to take one.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's grab these ones now. Super Cup final. Again, the Super Cup kind of isn't as big a trophy. Still a good win. Probably about 16-20.
We won it with Adrian in goal.
We only went to penalties because Adrian was in goal and he just fouled fucking Tammy Abraham.
Yeah. But then he was the hero in the shootout, wasn't he?
Just about. To be fair, though, one thing about Klopp's time, we weren't half decent at pens.
Yeah, Andre's got a point in the chat, you know.
The West Brom game.
game when they're held,
I'm just
holding
trying
hands
to.
to a draw.
Let me add all the. So like Tottenham 2-1. That's probably towards the bottom, but it was just funny.
Yeah.
What other ones?
It was hilarious.
Fucking Tim Sherwood. No one's gonna get the head on this except him.
Yeah. He literally said it as the corner was taken.
The lad laughing in the background that makes it 10 times better.
Yeah,
going,
it's brilliant.
Oh, Tim, what's going on there, Tim? And you can just tell he wants to die.
The thing is, Bobby won a lot of headers.
Bobby was good in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd rule him out and go, oh, he's not going to do anything. Where is this other bloody cup final against Chelsea? Have I not downloaded it? I could have sworn I had.
Yeah, that Chelsea should have won that game in
There it
reality.
is.
If I'm rightly.
Mason Mount had an absolute mare in front of goal.
Was that the one when he hit a post? When he was walled away when he was in?
Yeah, I think so. I think it might well. It was the one where he hit the post, he dragged it wide right, he dragged it wide left.
Yeah, they're mad, didn't they?
Plenty of them. Big ups Donna as well for another gifted membership. Appreciate the support. To be fair, I'll do admin at the end and sort everything out. Is that what other ones? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39. One more game. Have I?
One more game, people.
One more game.
What could we
Does
think
anyone
of?
have one more game to round out my top 50, which is now become top 60?
What's the game when we smashed Rangers?
7-1. That's another one that's up there.
Did Salah come on and get like a 5-minute hat trick?
Yeah, he got the quickest hat trick in Champions League history.
Yeah.
Club World Cup final.
There. Oh, yeah. Oh, the beautiful pass from Trent into Bobby.
That was the semi-final. The final
was that the semi-final?
The final ended on. He scored an extra time, Bobby.
Yeah. I swear Trent played the ball, though.
Like
it was on the floor in front of everyone.
That was in the semi-final. To make it
semi-final was it?
Because Keita scored the first in that game.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, they were weird games. They were not good games either, were they?
No, because like it was the reason we got kicked out the Carabao Cup because we wanted to play in this, so we had to play all the kids at Villa Park, which was funny in itself.
Yeah,
but I don't think we necessarily cared too much.
No. Yeah, you got the good games.
I did think about the Southampton Cup game. Where we won 6-0 and we got the hat trick, but it just didn't make the cut in the end. This one, again, it's a cup, isn't it? But it's not one of the ones that you really care about. I think it's going to end up going like 25-ish. So if we're doing admin now real quick, top 5 we're fine with. Barca, Tottenham, Dortmund, United, Chelsea. 6-10, 4-0 against Leicester, 5-0 against United, 3-2 against City, FA Cup final win against Chelsea, and when we won the Premier League. Now the only debate is which cup final against Chelsea that year goes in that category, because one does, one doesn't. Do you want it to be the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup? Or both could go in and the Premier League game drops down to 11.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. Because we already won the league, didn't we? So it's just a good victory.
So 11-15 then ends up being Liverpool-Chelsea game to win the league, 5-2 against Roma, 3-1 against Bayern, 1-0 against Everton, 2-1 against Villa.
Mm-hmm.
16 to 20 is 3-0 against City, Super Cup final, which might be a bit high, so we could adjust that. 4-3 against City, 2-1 against City, 4-1 against Everton.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm thinking that there's a world where PSG joins that category and the Super Cup goes down one.
Yeah, swap around because that PSG team was the best PSG team at the time.
Okie dokie. So this is one where we're gonna have to sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 has to go from this category because we got a lot in this one. Liverpool 2-0 against United in 1920. Super Cup final, 5-4 Norwich, 2-1 Newcastle, 5-2 Everton, 1-0 Club World Cup final, 4-0 United, 3-2 Villarreal.
All right.
You know what game we forgot? The West Brom Alieda.
Oh yes, that was iconic. They got Champions League football.
Right.
You have to put that in. Yeah, you have to put that in.
Arsenal fans are lucky. One of the Arsenal games is going to have to get sacrificed for that. Because I'm not finding another set of games.
No, one can go. Yeah, that has to be in there. I mean, it got us Champions League football basically.
Mm-hmm. And everything that the goal meant for Ali.
Yeah, and the emotion behind it and everything. Yeah.
Plus, it was just a really good fucking header.
It was a bullet. Yeah.
That we'll chuck that one in, and then we'll do a little bit of admin on it. We can go there for now. So which 3 are getting sacrificed here out of 21 to 25? I think the 2-1 Newcastle goes.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think the 5-2 against Everton goes.
Yeah.
And then this is where it's tough. Can we sacrifice one of the cups? Or by virtue of them being cups, they stay in the category of they're in?
Yeah, maybe. So the
2-0 if not, then probably United 4-0 gets sacrificed. But that feels wrong to put United 4-0 at 26.
At the 2 Man United games in this list, the 2-0 meant more because that's when we were going on to win the title. And the fans started singing it for the first time. Yeah.
Sound logic, can't argue with that. So now we've got to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got to sacrifice 3 from this one. Out of 4-0 United, which I think is pretty solid where it is.
Yeah.
4-1 Chelsea last year. 3-1 City. 4-3 Fulham. 1-0 FA Cup, which is probably one of the ones that's going to get moved down. 2-1 Newcastle. 5-1 Arsenal. 5-2 Everton.
Yeah, I'll take the 1-0 Everton down because Klopp literally didn't want to win that game. So we can take that down. It's a good result for us as fans, but for Klopp,
to be fair, where does Ali's header go?
Should go in top 10, shouldn't it?
If it's going in top 10, one of the cup finals gets sacrificed.
Because we're going through the club will go through hell at that time, won't they?
This.
Yeah, you might be right.
That one goes there, and then Villarreal semi-final ends up in this category.
The reason I say top 10 because that's the year like everything went against us.
Oh yeah,
injuries. We were gone. We couldn't defend our title. We were struggling, and his goal against West Brom basically gave us Champions League football.
It is without his goal against West Brom, none of next season happens. Basically,
yes, that's how
the ridiculous Champions League run that we went on. You know,
and his dad just passed. And his dad just passed away.
Yeah, like I think that one's a massive one to have in.
Wow,
Donna, you know the answer, love. You know the answer.
Wow,
I appreciate the support nonetheless.
Wow. Wow.
This is a running thing Donna's got for me. What can I do?
Yeah.
So out of this one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think Newcastle 2-1's probably got to go down again.
Mm-hmm.
Or Fulham 4-3.
Yeah, does the Fulham 4-3 really matter that much?
I think it was just like it's a good game.
It's just a good result. Yeah, it's a good game, but
Then one more needs to go. I think it's between 5-1 Arsenal and 5-2 Everton.
The 5-2 Everton is a heck of a result, against your rivals.
Especially with the team that we put out.
Derby.
Salah didn't play. Firmino was on the bench.
Bobby. So Shaqiri and Origi front line.
I think we've battered Arsenal a fair amount. I think Arsenal can kind of settle us up. Plus, they weren't very good. They weren't very good at that time.
We came very used to it, didn't we?
Now, out of this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, 5 need to go here.
Wow.
5-1 Arsenal, 5-0 Porto, 4-3 Fulham, 2-1 Newcastle, 4-3 Spurs, 2-0 Villarreal, 4-0 Arsenal, 1-0 City, 3-0 Villarreal, 1-0 Everton.
Is that the Origi 1-0?
No, that's the Curtis Jones 1-0.
So I would get rid of that. I'd keep the Villarreal games.
Both of them, even the semi-final and both semi-finals.
Yeah, maybe. The Porto
I think
game.
One of them could be sacrificed.
Yeah, I'd keep the
Europa League
game.
one put us to the final.
Because
it was the second leg, and it was 3-0.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think Newcastle keeps falling a bit down this list. I think it might need to stop there.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
Fulham 4-3 could go down again.
Yeah, it can go down again, yeah. Actually, put that right at the bottom.
It's probably going to end up near there. 4-3 Spurs should stay there. 4-0 Arsenal, that was a really good result. But is it really worth having 2 Arsenals in the same category?
Nah, pick a more important one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more needs to go. I think it probably ends up being 1-0 against City.
Yeah.
Now here, Newcastle probably goes down there, the 4-2. I think the Everton FA Cup game probably stops at there. I think Liverpool, Newcastle 3-2 probably drops down. I think 5-5 against Arsenal. To be honest, the 4-0 against Arsenal is probably going to go down another level just because the 5-5's there, and that was a fun game.
Yeah, and penalties after.
And there's another 4-0 Arsenal there, which probably drops down. I think Atleti drops down. To be fair, I think what's going to end up happening is... No, Atalanta's going to stay there. 5-0 away at Atalanta. That's a ridiculous result.
Good result, yeah.
41... We've got to get so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 have to go down now.
Right, it's...
Atleti can go down.
Yeah.
Arsenal in the FA Cup can go down. Newcastle can go down. City can go down. AC Milan can go down because it wasn't actually that great a game.
No.
We've got 3 Arsenal ones in this category.
I love it when it's 3.
At least one of them is going to have to go.
Yeah.
I think the Carabao Cup stage, I think that we can keep 2 in this level. I think the 4-0 in 17-18 can probably come down.
Yeah.
And the 9-0, I know it's mad to put a 9-0 barely near top 50, but it didn't really mean much.
It didn't mean anything, really.
2-0 against Everton can go down. 3-1 against Arsenal can go down. 3-2 against... No, I'd say 4-2 against Newcastle can come down again. Because, again, conceding that many is not great.
No.
If I do that, we end up with 6. So which one out of... I've got more than 60 here, but it is what it is. 2, 4, 5. Which one out of 2-0 in the FA Cup or 4-0 in the league for Arsenal goes down? Or is it the Atleti game?
Yeah, Atleti was just a group game at the end of the day, wasn't
it? What's ironic is we're going to end up... There's a world where we end up with 4 Arsenal games. Not 4 Arsenal games. 4 Champions League group games from the same season in the same category.
Yeah, I mean, could
Um,
easily do that.
I think 2-1 Tottenham probably ends up in the bottom category.
Yeah.
It was just the moment that made it what it was.
Yeah.
Into Atleti. I think the 2 Atletico can probably drop down.
Yeah.
Because you got the 3-2. I think 2 and 11 can go down there as well.
Yep.
And I think a 3-1 against Arsenal can go down there as well because we got 2 3-1s against Arsenal either side of it. And that's just about the order. I think top order's fine. Barca first, Tottenham second, Dortmund third, United fourth, Chelsea fifth, Leicester sixth, United seventh, City eighth, Chelsea ninth, West Brom 10th, FA Cup final 11th, Chelsea League 12th. I don't think any of these are that mental. I just need to calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 63.
There you go.
There you go, people. That is the top 63 Jurgen Klopp games. And this is 100% accurate, and you can never go against it because the three smartest people talking about Liverpool on YouTube have come to this decision.
There you go.
So if you want to argue with it, just don't. And whilst I was doing that, thank you, Donna. Maybe Mr. Tom, you are the boy of my dreams. I love you. Appreciate the support, Donna. And Mr. Tom, will you marry me and go for honeymoon? If you pay for it all, I'll go anywhere.
You pay for it all. Becky, JB, do you watch NBA? No, I don't. No.
I watch NBA, but I haven't watched it this year.
No.
But yeah, I think we've absolutely smashed that. All three of us. I think that it was a nice trip down memory lane as well. Some of the games, I forgot how many of them.
Great memories.
It was a good little thing to talk about. But I think we're going to call it there, people, because it's 1:41 in the morning and I want to go bed. I didn't think it'd go on this long. Big ups, Jamie, for sitting here the whole way through. Before you go, mate, anything you want to plug? You want to plug your channel, social media, what you got going on your channel?
Yeah, so you can catch me on Jamie Phillips Football Chats. Yeah, I've probably got a show tomorrow evening. I've got match previews coming up on Friday. I've got watch-alongs of the whole weekend. So, yeah, loads of stuff coming up.
If you're not already subscribed to Jamie Phillips, what you're doing, one of the best Liverpool content creators there is on the platform. A guy I've got a lot of time and respect for. And he's just sat through an hour and 50 of old Liverpool games with me. So if anyone deserves a sub, it's that man himself. But people, thank you all for the support. Big ups LB for the raid. Big ups everyone for the super chats. Donna, Liam, and Donna as well for the 7 memberships. You know, ridiculous support. I appreciate it very, very much. I'll be back either tomorrow or Friday. I've got one more tier list idea before the international break's done. And then we're good to go. Back, Southampton. And then Real Madrid and Man City. Big week ahead of us. Vibes of another week all them years ago where you played Real Madrid and Man United.
Proper football.
But people, gonna love yous, gonna leave yous in a bit. Ta-ra, people. Ta-ra.